We only have a couple of months to go until the second season of House of the Dragon is here. And hopefully we are going to see a lot of things we haven't seen before. I especially hope for never seen before locations in Westeros and Essos. A couple of months ago we went over 5 never seen before locations that are very likely to make their debut in Season 2. For today's video I found 5 more locations that have a chance of appearing in the next season. The chance that these locations will appear are smaller than for the first 5 locations, but there is a chance, and seeing these locations would be awesome. Once again, I've tried to minimize spoilers as much as possible, but you will get some minor spoilers nonetheless. Let's begin with number 5. And we're going to start off in Dorne. If you've recently watched my video about 5 locations that we missed in Game of Thrones, this location may be familiar, but it is important to mention. Because number 5 is the Dornish capital Sunspear. For those of you thinking, haven't we seen this already in Game of Thrones? No, we haven't actually. As all the scenes that take place in Dorne during Game of Thrones actually take place at the Water Gardens, a Dornish palace belonging to House Martell which is located some miles away from Sunspear. The Dornish are not part of the 7 Kingdoms yet at the time of House of the Dragon, but their influence can always be felt. For one, Dorne decided to join the side of the Triarchy in its war against Daemon and Corlys over the Stepstones. But that war happened in Season 1, and the Dornish were nowhere to be seen. They got a second chance in Season 2, when both the Blacks and the Greens tried to enlist the Dornish to fight on their side. Sunspear is unique in Westeros as it's more Middle Eastern in its aesthetic than European. The politics involved in this will be a great opportunity to finally show us the Dornish capital and the unique Dornish culture. The number 4 on this list is in the Riverlands, where we have spent quite some time already over the seasons. But we've never gotten an actual good look at the God's Eye, the largest lake of the 7 Kingdoms. Harrenhal is situated at the northern shore of this lake, and the gargantuan castle will play a major role in the Dance of the Dragons. Which means that the shores of the God's Eye will be the scene for a lot of fighting between Rhaenyra and Aegon's troops. But it's not just a location for future battles, because the God's Eye has quite some history. It was here that King Maegor the Cruel slew his nephew Aegon the Uncrowned and his dragon Quicksilver. And the island in the middle of the lake, called the Isle of Faces, was the place where the first men and the children of the forest signed a pact to end the war between them. The island is said to be full of weirwood trees and still inhabited by children of the forest and their greenseers. But nobody knows if that is true, because when men from the Riverlands try to sail to the island, they are always driven away by strong winds or flocks of ravens. A mysterious location, which they'll hopefully show us a glimpse of in Season 2. The number 3 on this list is comparable to the entry of Dragonstone in the last video, because it's the island of Driftmark. Yes, we have seen Driftmark already in Season 1. But Driftmark is more than the castle of High Tide and some beaches. Thanks to the diligent Corlys, Driftmark transformed into a wealthy island, full of trade and commerce. Aside from the many shipyards, the towns of Hull and Spicetown grow ever larger and larger. And with the Blacks looking for dragon seeds to mend their unbound dragons in Season 2, Dragonstone won't be the only location where they can be found. Beside that, Driftmark will also get its fair share of fighting in the next season, which will be a great opportunity for us to see the rural side of the island. For the number 2 on this list we arrive in the Reach, at the Honeywine River. The Honeywine springs near Brightwater Keep and runs through Old Town before flowing in the great bay south of Old Town called the Whispering Sound. According to some sources, the valleys of the Honeywine are said to be the agricultural capital of the Reach. But that's not the reason the location is special in House of the Dragon. At the start of the Civil War, Aegon's greatest support are the armies of House Hightower, who start making their way towards the capital. Not the entirety of the Reach is united in their allegiance, however, and the Honeywine will be the site where the Hightower army will meet their first resistance, which means that we will probably get to see our first river battle. It won't be so grand as the Battle of the Trident during Robert's Rebellion, but cool to see nonetheless. And it would also be cool and grand if you could subscribe to the channel and leave a like for the algorithm. I'm trying to get to 1000 subscribers and your help in achieving that goal is very much appreciated. The last location on this list may be obvious. It was the only location that was mentioned as missing in the comments of the last video. It's the northern city of White Harbor. Once again, this location may be familiar if you watched my recent video on locations missing in Game of Thrones. But I can't help it that White Harbor plays an important role in both the stories of Game of Thrones and House the Dragon. Let's just hope the city does not receive the short end of the stick again this time. White Harbor is one of the destinations of Jacaerys Velaryon as he makes his way north to secure the allegiance of the great houses for the Blacks. The Lords of White Harbor, House Manderly, are not only one of the mightiest bannermen of the Starks, but also shrewd political players who will play a major part in House the Dragon's story from here on out. White Harbor is the smallest of the Westerosi cities, but still the 5th largest settlement in all of the 7 kingdoms. A city that is mainly known for its trade in fish and silver, White Harbor is a clean and well-ordered city, its houses built of whitewashed stone. Due to the fact that it is one of the most southern settlements of the north, and its lords, House Manderly, have its origins in the Reach, the city has a unique blend of northern and southern culture and religion. I for one hope that we will finally get to see this amazing location in Season 2. And that's 5 more never seen before locations we might get to see in the next season of House the Dragon. I've scoured the book over the last couple of weeks, but these 10 locations will be all the possible newcomers for Season 2. So new videos on possible new locations will be made after Season 2 has run its course. I am curious, however, which never seen before location are you looking forward to most in Season 2? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all very much for watching. See you next time.